Thanks so much, Mel. Well, from Sneaky Dee's to the George Street Diner, our next guest is an artist who creates beautiful and incredibly detailed representations of buildings and settings around the city of Toronto. He joins us this morning from his studio. Good morning, Brandon. I can't believe it looks like photographs to me. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me this morning.
When did you realize this was your focus, this was your passion, was to get these incredible buildings and settings, city settings, and make them into beautiful contemporary realist art?
Yeah, well, my paternal grandfather was a historian, and although I didn't really know him, he passed away when I was a year and a half, I think it was. So, but I think the love of history somehow got passed down to me. And I just love the city's history, and I don't think enough people really appreciate it. And so I'm just doing my part to hold a mirror up to our city and show the buildings that we have.
Your attention to detail is stunning. Can you get into the process? Do you take a photo? Do you sketch it out? How do you get to that point?
Yeah, all the above, Dina. I scout locations, and then I shoot them really early in the morning, actually, when there's no cars on the road to impede my shots. Then there's no people. I purposely don't put people in my paintings because I want all the focus to be on the buildings. Cool. And so I start with a photograph. Then I come back to the studio and see, what I did get shot, and then I go from there. I draw up compositions, and then I just sort of flush them out. And if I'm happy with it, then I call it buttering paint. It's my thing. So in other words, I just paint, get painting on them. And I paint on birch panels that are custom made for me by a local carpentry shop here in Toronto.
I know you have one called the Vesta Lunch that is near and dear to your heart. How come?
Yeah, well, I had a show last year. Actually, it launched when Doug Ford closed down the province, which was bittersweet. But I celebrated Toronto's ubiquitous eats, the honest bastions of good eats, the diners. And that particular diner turned out to be my most favorite painting that I've created because my late father-in-law, Jim Holden, used to pick me up for lunch. He'd call me out of the blue and take me from my studio, and we would go there for coffee. And there's a Bell garage around the corner from there on Shaw Street, I believe. And he was an employee for the Bell. So he knew where all these diners were, and he introduced me to the diners. And but that one's a dear place for me because we used to have talks about all sorts of things, politics, the Maple Leafs, and of course his daughter.
Beautiful tribute, of course, and a Greasy Spoon is the best place to have those conversations and memories and to capture it that way. So if people are watching, can they get commissioned work? And let's say, when it's free and thank goodness time to travel again, would you be up for, heading to the West Coast, East Coast and doing the same thing there?
Possibly. It's a bit tricky for me because my wife is disabled and I'm her sole caregiver. So I can't really leave her for extended periods of time. Of course. So I'd have to work that out, but I'm always open to it. As for commissions, my gallerist, Elaine Fleck, handles my business inquiries at the Elaine Fleck Gallery. So I have done many commissions, and I'm always open to commissions.
Yeah, because I feel like people might want to do that sort of thing. Like if there's a house that they had to sell that means something to them they grew up in, or a building that they know is about to be torn down. I imagine people would want this beautiful artwork to preserve that memory in some way.
Yeah, I'd be happy to entertain anybody's ideas.
You do beautiful work, Brandon. Thank you. Love to you and your wife. Stay safe and keep inspiring us. ElaineFleckGallery.com and steenart.ca for more information. It truly is beautiful artwork. How long does it take you from start to finish, by the way? I imagine it's painstaking details, so it takes a long time.
Yeah, I sort of log between 8 to 12 hours days at the easel. Each painting is different. They're all unique. But usually, like the big ones take me up to about 2 months to paint.
Wow.
The smaller ones, usually about 4 to 5 weeks.
Brandon, hold on. Birdie in my ear. You have a birthday mention? What? Do you? Is it true?
Yes, it's my wife's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday to your beautiful wife. What's her name?
Jane.
Jane, we feel like we know her now. Love to you, Jane. We wish you the best birthday and enjoy. Have the best time together. Thanks so much, Brandon.
Thank you for having me, Dina.
Okay, coming up next, friends, we're going to head to Calgary, virtually anyway, Pilates Center for a lean, clean, not mean workout.